Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on FIFA 23. And in today's video, it's going to be a little bit of a review slash wrap up of the year so far for FIFA. We're going to be talking promos. FIFA used to not really have a lot going on in terms of promos. It would just tend to be team of the week, team of the year, team of the season. That seemed to be it. Now, we always pretty much every week have at least one promo going on. Sometimes we have two or three going on. In this video, we're going to talk about every promo that we've had, look at some of the cards, and I'm going to rank them from S to D tier. This one will probably be pretty brutal. Let's go through some of them then. And I'm interested as well, like, what would you rate this FIFA out of 10? That might be a video I do right at the end of the game. It's the last FIFA ever. Has it been a good FIFA? What's been your favourite ever FIFA? Let me know some of your thoughts about FIFA in there. So, bronze, silver, gold. We're not going to talk about them. Team of the week. Pretty much all of these bar maybe Mbappe are there or thereabouts unusable at this point of the game. Says enough that you need to know about team of the week. This star thing where we had featured team of the weeks, it was slightly better than previous years. That we had a few cards when they came out with the featured team of the week. They were slightly better. So that was an ever so slight upgrade this year on the game. However, team of the week was still pretty much useless. Near impossible to get the good ones. I didn't get a single good team of the week from hitting rank 1 every weekend in Weekend League. Team of the week for me is a D tier promo that is useless and needs revamping. Really could care less about Condor Balls. That's a D for me. Domestic Man of the Match, it's not a full-on promo. They can only do so much in terms of the cards that are actually getting, the deserving of these, even though we clearly do fudge it sometimes, but we'll go a C tier for that. Nothing too exciting. Dynamic Duos. Most of these were pretty useless, but they were very cheap SBCs or free cards. We'll go a C. I don't think many of them at all were useful. I think it was a cool idea, but not done very well. End of era. They got a lot more generous with these as the year went on. Bale, though, did come out quite a while ago, was very, very good for when he came out, but of course that's because of his chemistry. I think the end of era is a cool concept. I think EA did a pretty good job on it this year. I'm going to go A tier, one of the better promos for me. Obviously, it's not a set week promo we have, but it's something that they do regularly. Fantasy Foot. Again, they can only do so much with Fantasy Foot in the sense of they can pick the cards, but the cards can't become a certain level without them meeting certain stuff. Any promo built around real football, dynamic cards that can change, I do really like that. Obviously, when it comes to things like that, the choice of cards, variety is important. I think EA did a pretty good job on this one, honestly. I think that the promo is pretty good. I think they used a good mix. I'm going to go A tier for this. Are you sick of getting out-teamed on FIFA? Want more coins to build that God Squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out utnice.com, the best place to buy coins for FIFA 23. They're simple, easy to use. Use code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out utnice.com today. But this was one of the better ones. The problem is, like, I'm ranking these as well based on how FIFA promos tend to be. If what I wanted in an S tier promo would be loads of ways to achieve the cards, fun game modes to do around them, the bar is low. For me to rank a promo A or S tier, it really doesn't have to be that special based on how other FIFA promos are. So my ranking system is going to be completely based comparable to other promos in the game. The Fantasy Foot Heroes, it was part of the Fantasy Foot. These were pretty good. I think they did Heroes pretty good this year. FGS swaps, useless, D tier. They just don't care about the esport. The Path to Glory, S tier. One of the very best promos this year. Helped generate a lot of hype around the World Cup. Good mix of cards. I do think they could have done a bit more. Like, Romero won the World Cup and his card still wasn't really that good when he came out. That was winning the tournament. I feel like they could have done more to help defenders, but in general, the promo was very good. Had some hidden gems in there as well. So I did like that one. Footballers. Very easy to get these cards, I remember. I would say this was like a B tier. I don't think the cards were particularly great, but considering how easy they were to get, that was pretty good. I liked that. Foot birthday. I'm going to go B tier. That might be a bit controversial to some, but I really don't think the variety and choice of cards this year is particularly good. Vinicius Jr. was the best card, but stupidly expensive. They used quite a few cards that have been in all sorts of promos. Bernardo Silva, Pedri's been in a lot this year. Werner's been in a few. Kunku, João Felix. They definitely could have had a bit more variety. Guendouzi, like it was okay, but I've considered as well. Past foot birthday for this was a pretty poor one. Of course, as well, if you disagree with any of these, do let me know. I liked what they've been doing with icons. I just don't think the icons were very achievable price-wise, so that kind of ruined it. Foot Centurion D. This was some cool cards, but in terms of there was just nothing around it. And these, I remember the pack weight on these was awful, so these were all ridiculously expensive. Future Stars, I would go B or C. I think the choice of cards in this promo was fantastic, but there was a really good mix of cards in this promo. But again, the pack weight was pretty poor, so a lot of these were very expensive, very hard to get. So that hurt the promo. But Heroes, A tier for me. The Heroes were relatively affordable and very good mix of cards, help with chemistry, so I like that. Gold Foot Champs, E tier. We'll add an extra special awful tier for them. Icons, in terms of prime, mid, babies, C. I don't think they were very good. The level up one just come out. For when I have to also talk about a promo for when it's come out. So if this promo had come out in September last year, then a lot of these cards would be a lot more better. For me, I would say this promo is a B tier for me. There's a lot of very cool cards. I would have liked to have seen them done more with icons for this as well. There's still plenty of icons we've not had a lot of love, but I think this one's pretty cool. But again, very unaffordable cards. Late in the year, you expect good cards. One to watch. EA can only do so much. They can't just bet. They can make stuff up, obviously it's their own game, but you know what I mean. Since they can only do based on players who've transferred for this promo. I think they added more stuff like the didn't show it here, but the World Cup wins. That was decent. I'd give this a B tier promo. Out of position D. This was pretty crap. Oh no, we'll go C. There was a few okay cards. Cancelo, Fatty SBC was good Chiesa, but it wasn't very good in general. Player of the month D D D E E F F whatever, like they were awful. Always stupidly expensive. This premium thing, by the way, S tier. This needs to be in the new game. Every promo do some premium link cards. That's good. Rule breakers. A tier. I think when these came out, they were very good. The Ronaldo was great. The Ribery was good. Thiago became very good. PK was class. Zeko was very good in the lengthy mare. Alaba SBC was very good. The Havertz wasn't bad. Bonucci was okay when these came out. Becker was a good sub. Like there's a lot of very solid cards when that promo came out that were affordable. Shapeshifters. I mean, this obviously, they've kind of taken the handbrake off at this point. The game's next to dead, so they've got a lot more license with what they want to do with the cards. But I'd say it was an A tier. A lot of good cards. Some people don't like the unrealism of the or unrealistic nature of this promo, but I do. Games are about having fun. FIFA clearly isn't a very realistic football simulation at the end of the day, so why would you care if noise up front is just more fun for me? I'd like to try that Harry Maguire card, by the way. I've never seen anyone use him, so I'd be interested to see how he is. But yeah, I thought it was a decent promo. The Shapeshifter icons, I'm going to go C. I don't think they did right. Pele's not a striker anymore, he's now a winger. Henry's not a striker anymore, he's now a winger. Garincha's not a winger anymore, he's a striker. Van Persie's a cam, a winger. Like the majority of these, like Schweinsteiger's centre-back, a bit different. Seedorf's not a centre-mid, he's a CDM. Check, that was different, but like, you know what I mean? Like most of these were just, they barely made a difference. I just don't really understand what the point in some of those were. Showdown. I like Showdown stuff. I think that's good. A tier. I think the choices were decent as well. Team of the season. Team of the season, the boost they gave, and the pack weight. I'm going to go A. I think the pack weight was decent, but not good enough. But I think the boosts on the cards were a lot better than previous years. I think it was decent. The moments added to it was alright. Team of the Year, C tier. Maybe D. The cards, fair enough. Like, they were pretty reasonable picks, but the boosts were good. But just so hard to get any of these. I just think it's a pointless promo. That kind of kills the game a bit when it comes out. Team of Your Icons, C. The choices were decent, the boosts were good, but they were just so expensive because of the pack weight. Trophy Titan Icon, A. A lot of good usable icons were added in this, like Van Basten became good, Lampard Gerrard were decent, and a lot of these were reasonably priced. I think the price on cards does matter a lot, because what's the point in having loads of amazing cards if you can't ever use them, because they're unaffordable. The road to the knockouts, so this was in October time. B tier, don't think the choices were bad, don't think they were great, some decent cards. The final, road to the final ones, I'm going to go C. I think the choices here were pretty poor. Goretzka, they already knew was going to get team of the season moments. Barella, they knew was going to get team of the season. Alaba had already had a card this year. A lot of the good ones, they already knew were getting cards, or had cards. Winter wild cards, B. A lot of really pointless cards here and some pretty good ones. World Cup Hero S tier. Honestly, the World Cup Hero may have been the best promo this year, in my opinion. I really don't care less for dynamic images for the most part, but I do think these were so different they were actually cool. A lot of very good cards. Most of them were very affordable as well, and there was different ways of getting them. So I think this promo was very good and added to the hype around the World Cup. World Cup icons, C, just very expensive again. World Cup showdown, I'm going to go C for the showdown at the World Cup. Most of them were just awful choices. And the team of the tournament, they're okay. Is there not the World Cup Phenom? I swear there was one of those. Can't see it here. World Cup team of the tournament, B. Maybe, no, probably C. Most of these were not very good and good enough upgrades. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know some thoughts on FIFA this year. If you've enjoyed the game, what you thought of the promos, if you agree with my ratings. Appreciate you guys always watching. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.